Oseo!
Oseo.
Cherokee greeting. Celebrating today the famous, super famous Women's March of last weekend. Starting off with some firsts that took place this second time around on the march. Claudia here with the Buddhist temple and Sensei marched. That was a first. The Sensei had petitioned his organization to wear his priestly robes. That was a first. And he says, you know, Buddhism in America needs to be politically activated. And this was his step forward with that. And Claudia and some other people from the temple took place in that. Also, Claudia and Tim here published a beautiful little booklet called Stunned into Awakening on the march. That was a year ago. Other first is Native America. I like the one to start off with Vivian up there in Nevada. She got a call from one of the people up there. I can't quite remember her name. Anyway, she said to Vivian, get on your moccasins because we're leading the Women's March. And she sent me this photograph I have propped up here from the newspaper that does indeed show the Native American women out front wearing their jingle dance dresses, leading that march. The only woman that I recognize there is Stephanie Thompson, Walker River Paiute. Here in San Diego, the printed or stated announcement for the march also included, and we give gratitude to the Kumeyaay First Nation on whose land we are marching. That's the first. In Las Vegas, Deanna of the university there on Cheyenne Avenue, the mention of the Coeur d'Alene. And then Claudia's friend over there in Wickenburg, Arizona, she sent us pictures of Native American women holding eagle feather fans for the march. Also here, the Aztec dancers in full regalia also dance. That's why I have the eagle feathers here, you know, for all of that. Introducing a word for you, ta'wil. Ta'wil, to lead something back to its origin, back to its original ground. That's what I'm doing here with all this. This image here I have made, it is of Hera. Hera of ancient Greece, Peloponnese, and the temples of Hera and Zeus were destroyed several hundred years when the Christians took over. Like that. But somehow this colossal head had been found, and I found it in an old book of photographs. And so I've replicated this of Hera. Hera was conceived, you know, as, quote, you know, the goddess of femininity. So she manages marriage and childbirth and all of that. And she was the super queen. The place Olympia, it's in northwestern Peloponnese, where the Olympic Games have originated there about 2,700 years ago, you know, is actually the location, catch this, where, by way of Senior Zeus, patriarchy supplanted the matriarchy. He took over, I'm trying to say. And that's where it gets started. So that's why I'm bringing her back. So my saying here with a million footsteps of women on this ground last week, woman's great foot is the constellation, is her constellation upon this earth. So that's my stanza for that, and that's what I'm enlarging and you know, expanding all of that, and with the mention of Hera. Because there's also some steps as how the patriarchy did supplant her, since she was, you know, the major goddess, we'll use that name there. In the temple of Demeter, east of Olympia, on a mountain there, is where Zeus was figured as the bird, the cuckoo. And that's where the marriage of Hera, in other words, he took over Hera and made her a consort. And that was the mechanical step in each of the temples of Hera all over the ancient world, till Zeus had totally become the head of all of the patriarchy. Just that note. And here, this piece of Hera, where Olympia is, was her grove. It's in Elis, a very idyllic place with streams and pond and everything. The grove, that's what it is. And her priestesses are the birds. And she is the chief of the birds. So that's how come Mr. Zeus changed himself into a bird to, appropriate her as his consort. So that's why we're having that. And, the follow-up with the eagle feathers here now. Also, this time of year, I have this image up here, this ancient Greek image of the winged horse, because this is the zodiacal symbol of this time of year, actually from the winter solstice to the spring there. So that's in a sense of what's governing this march. Also, somehow, I don't know who issued it, but this is now called the Year of the Birds. So we're starting off with birds, eagles, and all other kind of birds here. Also, I have accompanying her here, this is a Roman amphora. It's really to represent the ceramic ones, which are too heavy for me to bring here. And it's a ubiquitous symbol of her, throughout the Mediterranean. And these ones in the ancient world were painted. And it's from these paintings on these ceramic vessels that mostly we have learned of the Greek myth, and especially of the ancient Greek astrology. And so I have this one here as a representative of that, and also of her, the amphora. And here I have a lovely, her dress would probably be of the Roman period, but beautifully, she is bearing flowers, and I have colored her, given her the color of the earth, so that you can see that she is an earth woman, coming from the earth. And I have a piece here to read that goes along with this. I put together, an image of a woman with flowering trees and all this, as representing her. And so, who am I? I live as a fugitive, singer of flowers. Songs I make, and butterflies of song. They bloom in my soul, so that my heart may taste them. They grow, the flowers. They are blooming before the giver of life. The bird goddess will speak to the woman who seeks her out. Wherever I may wander and sing, flowers, scented, sway to and fro in the flowery courtyard among the butterflies. Flowers that intoxicate men and cause their hearts to spin. All come from the place where the tree stands. Flowery is the carpet. There are many in her house. Willow.
Robert Graves says the way